Hello guys, hope you are doing well. This is your boy TJ and you are listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And today we are going to discuss this week's NJPW Strong, NXT UK and the Throwback edition of Smackdown. So without any further ado, let's get into the discussion. So first off, I would like to clear it out that this is in no way any comparison between these three shows. Actually, I just watched it today, these three shows. So I'm gonna review these three shows. So first off, we will begin with New Japan Strong. This is a collision tour they are going on with. So maybe who knows, we get some New Japan stars coming over to New Japan Strong in the weeks to come. We could see some interesting matchups. So, anyways, we the show began with the last week's victory of Filthy Tom Lawler, who has become the first ever strong openweight champion, defeating and it was a very good match. I would recommend you guys to check out this match. So, anyways, we come on to the card. Actually, this show had three matches, three tag matches. Kevin Knight and the DKC versus Adrian Quest and Barrett Brown was the first match. Adrian Quest and Barrett Brown were having actually kind of miscommunication in this match, but they sure had some great performance in this match. Kevin Knight and DKC also tried to capitalize on that miscommunication, but they were unable to. Early on in this match, they actually have a back and forth wrestling. They had some chain wrestling and they had some strikes going on, back and forth action. So initially it was kind of slow. The match was kind of slow, but then it picked up. So there was also a kind of which had said that the Brown actually was trying to give some advice to Quest about a strategy or something, but Quest actually was distracted by that communication, and he actually was not able to execute that flying leg kick off the top. Then this all played to this match actually, but because I will say what happened in the end. Going forward in this match, then so actually DKC trying to stretch Quest into submission, but he was escaped, and then he gave German suplex to DKC, and then. From this point, actually, it was kind of a very fast-paced action going on. So there was two halves for this match. The first half was like very slow, methodical type thing, and then this all fast-paced action was coming through, and then we saw actually Brown actually giving a very nasty backfist to DKC, and then from there actually it was very downhill for Kevin Knight and DKC because they were unable to capitalize after that. Uh, Actually, Quest actually blind tagged Brown, and uh, he gave actually a running shooting star press, and he got the win. I was actually surprised after this match because how they got the win, because that much was the misunderstanding and miscalculation actually between uh, Adrian Quest and Barrett Brown, but nevertheless they picked up the victory. They looked very good, and this was a very good tag match, very good opener match. You can definitely see this match. It was not a bad match. So after this match, actually, Quest and Braun were kind of arguing their something they were arguing about their strategy and all. So they were pushing with each other. I mean, you got the victory, but why are you going? Why are you having this strong? War of words, I don't know. They got the victory. Actually, they should be happy that they should enjoy that they got the victory, and it's a teamwork, man. But I thought when they get out of the ring, I thought that it was over, but it was not, because uh, Brown actually attacked Quest from in the back, and he was threw down into the ring, and just he was beating him down like anything. Like he had just lost the match. Not because won the match, but because he actually didn't get the pin by himself. That's why he was very pissed off. Quest actually he was not listening to Brown's strategy. So he was very jealous of him. So that's why he very brutally attacked him. Anyways, we got a heel turn, and then there was the second match, which was So a tag team match, we got the debut of the West Coast Wrecking Crew. They say Horror Nelson and Royce Isaacs versus Jordan Clearwater and Mysterioso. This was the debut of WCWC. So there's World Championship Wrestling. Uh, uh, so they actually were former NWA Tag Team Champions actually, but they were very considerably good than Jordan Clearwater and Mysterio. So Mysterio so looked fantastic. Jordan Clearwater was also very good, but the main star I think main stars were the Horror Nelson and Royce Isaacs. They were very good. They had actually 12 years of experience. That Kevin was saying in the commentary. So this was a very good match, very fast-paced action matchup. Uh, I didn't expect that Jordan Clearwater and Mysterioso would lose this match, but then there was a implemented a strategy in the match where Nelson and Isaacs were trying to as much as corner out Clearwater and Mysterio, so to not get the tag actually, and they were really controlling. They were making quick tags, and they were really cornering him out. So this was kind of a very good strategy and good story that they told in the match, because without this element they would not have won this match, because in the latter part of the match, this was the main highlight of the match actually. This was the reason why they won this match. Finish of the match, we saw Isaacs had Clearwater in a fireman's carry position, and Nelson actually steps up over Clearwater and he hits an elbow drop, and then he also hit Mysterioso actually with a Death Valley driver onto Clearwater and then get the pin. This match actually was an embodiment of the good teamwork. They were trying their best as a very good cohesive tag team, and this was kind of very opposite like the first match we see. And I mean I can say that first it was better than first match actually. This match was very good. The debut tag team were very good, and I would like to see more of them in the coming weeks. And the final and the main event match, we got Ren Narita and Yuji Nagata versus Chris Dickinson and John Moxley. Uh, I mean, this was such a learning experience for Ren Narita when we see, because was a young lion. His matches were very technical in nature. He was with very experienced guys like John Moxley, Chris Dickinson, and Eugene Nakata. And this match was very great, man. This match was actually building up towards the Eugene Nagata and John Moxley. They had a match in AEW Dynamite next week for the IWGP US Championship. This was a very good match. They tried to bring that New Japan style actually in this match, because Yuji Nagata and John Moxley were trading blows. So John Moxley actually was very like he said in the promo, he was not gonna hesitate to do anything in this ring, whoever stands him with that ring. So that's what the spirit with Moxley was. And when I saw this match, this match was very great. You should see this match. Uh, what one thing I saw, that there were many future matchups that I would like to see, like Chris Dickens versus Yuji Nagata. There were some like when Moxley uh, got tagged with Chris Dickinson, and Yuji Nagata was still there. They had some moments, and then when Ren Narita with Moxley was there, and Ren Narita, it was kind of a very learning experience for him actually. So he was not just like there. The four of them performed very well in this match actually, and I want to actually see Chris Dickinson and Yuji Nagata getting face uh, getting one on one in in any matchup if it happens. And another thing that I pointed out, it was how much Chris Dickinson and John Moxley are actually complementing with each other actually. And because Kevin Kelly actually already said that they are from the same background, they had been into the death match things. They have been in unorthodox matches and all. But it was so much great to see that uh, both uh, both styles to see to get mixed up, and it was blending with each other. They were blending with very nicely. At some point, I would say that Ren Narita was not a very good choice to be tagged with Nagata, but nevertheless, I would not say to take that moment away from him. He was very good in what he did in that ring. It was not like left off like we have seen in many matches. It was very good. So overall, this was a very good show. Uh, when we see it was three tag matches in this show, and it was only an hour show. NJPW Strong or New Japan Strong, if you say, is very easy to watch show, not very difficult. And this week's show actually had a very good two tag matches, which were good, good opening match, very good actually, a very great actually tag match with a Mysterioso, all Mysterioso and all, and then we got a heel turn in the first match, and then we had the great main event, which is building up to a title match next week for the AW Dynamite. So, it's actually it's very a great time to be a wrestling fan right now. Uh, we cannot think of a better time actually to be a wrestling fan now. And also missed one thing while discussing. Dickinson actually had challenged Lawler previous week when he won the New Japan Strong Openweight Champion. So that would be a very great matchup next week as well. So a very good match for next week. A very good show indeed this week as well. Very good Dynamite. We'll be seeing John Moxley versus Yuji Nagata. Very excited to see that match as well. So overall, this show was I would say that it was a very good show. You can watch it through. It was not a kind of a uh, very hard to watch show. So next we get into, as always, as I said, this is a three-part review. So next we get to NXT UK, a small promo of Zaya Brookside. She was just hyping up the match that she's gonna be next week in that gauntlet match, five-woman gauntlet match for the number one contendership for the NXT UK Women's Championship, which is currently held by Kaylee Ray. So it will be a very exciting matchup to see next week. Gauntlet match are the one we don't see that often, so it should be a very good match. So next up we have that. Entertainment aspect that NXT UK has brought about. Noamda segment of some. I was not into this segment actually. Supernova sessions are they calling, and they are turning NXT UK programming to somewhat entertainment as well, because this was the only show they don't had that thing. This was a pure like wrestling. So wrestling shows, no shenanigans or something like we see in WWE. Like it was like such just like a Ring of Honor or something, but they are now turning them up for the entertainment aspect as well. So but we got a match as well for next week. It would be a Nathan Frazier versus Supernova Noam Dar, because Noam Dar was just bragging about he's not good. Uh, He's not better actually, like Noam Dar is. Haven't accomplished anything that Noam Dar has done. So he was just bragging about his success and all. Then actually Nathan Frazier challenged to this match, and this match is confirmed for next week. It should be a pretty good match. Noam Dar is pretty good in that ring. I've seen his even though he's good in that entertainment aspect, but he's very good in that ring as well. I have seen his matches. So pretty good match that we will see next week. And then the vignette. There were many vignettes and very small promos. Um, this was a vignette of Subculture Trio, Flash Morgan Webster, Danny Luna, and Mark Andrews. So they were just bragging about something. I just didn't pay attention. They were just saying that they got shirts and slogans ready. So that was it. I hadn't paid attention to that. Then there was another segment which was kind of a history between A Kid and Tyler Bate. They had this two matches where first match was they told us that they actually uh, respect each other for what they did, and A Kid actually uh, lost the match first time, and then second match was won by him. And this would be a third match that would be for the Heritage Cup, or not tournament, Heritage Cup actually, because he had won that Heritage Cup in the second match. So this should be a rubber match, and it should be a very good match, I think. So they hyped up that well. And then we got another vignette for next week's uh, gauntlet match for the NXT UK Women's Championship, Danny Luna. And then we saw, then after many promos and vignettes, we saw second match, Saxon Hesley versus Trent Seven. This was also kind of a okay match. Saxon Hesley was kind of trying to control Trent Seven with his power advantage and strength advantage, but Trent Seven was also had that advantage as well, and he also tried to uh, outsmart Huxley by using various athletic maneuvers. And then actually Seven actually also does a crossbody down to Huxley, and then he also did a slam, but he knew that Saxon actually knew that he's gonna control, so he stops him with a leaping knee and a chest press to turn it around. And then we got a elbow drop, uh, which was very nice, kind of a Mick Foley thing that we see from the apron. It was very brutal. There were many clotheslines in this match which looked very brutal, and Huxley was very brutal, like brutal, he was running like a very uncaged animal, like his character was like that. So it was very good. And then we saw and then we saw 7-5 backing chops and onto the throat. And then we see Zam Gradwell actually appear on the video screen to distract a trend, but Huxley actually couldn't capitalize that moment. And then he was actually hit by a half and half suplex, and then the 7-star Lanyard got the pin for Trent Seven. It was kind of a okay match. It was just there, but there was some good action in this match. It was not very long, so it was bearable actually. So then we got to the uh, another Lanyard, Emilia McKenzie, who's also gonna be in this gauntlet. We go to the main event, which is Kenny Williams versus Amir Jordan, loser leaves NXT UK. This was a good match. We don't see loser leaves NXT or loser leaves matches that often, so it was a very good match. Like I said, I didn't watch NXT UK last week, so I was not knowing what the story was. But the match itself told a good story, because Kenny Williams actually hurt his arms very much, viciously attacked it, and there were multiple spots, and they were teasing that way, like elbow to the uh, not elbow, removing the protective sheet from the ring side. And then they were teasing a power bomb, a pile driver. It was enabled. Then at the last, they got a suplex into that, and it was very sickening third that we got to listen, which is very nasty to listen. And then we also had some studio TV unit thing that was being thrown over to Amir Jordan, actually drawn over to Kenny Williams. And then we saw Kenny Williams actually hit a brutal drop to a table which was set up onto the backstage area, and this was the turning point actually. And this was the point where Amir Jordan was not able to capitalize, not able to come over and win that match. So then the last offense we see from Amir Jordan was trying to get that sent on bomb actually. I got it, but he was unable to get that pin. And then it was the finish of the match where Amir Jordan actually goes to the top rope, and actually Kenny Williams throws off the chair, and Amir Jordan then throws off the chair. Actually, he catches up, and then he throws off to the Kenny Williams. Kenny Williams actually dodges the chair, and he actually uh, the ring was the actually the turnbuckle was exposed, so he hit on the balls, and he was He then just stampede pile drive him to the chair which was set up around the mat, and that was a finish. And this was a okay good match. Actually, we don't see this kind of matches that often. So I mean, it was a good match. There were some certain spots. The main highlight of the major point of the match was the actually the arm attack by Kenny Williams for Amir Jordan, and the selling was very good. And that was it. This was a very okay show, I would say. It was not a best show. You should not see. It was not a must see show, I would say, but it was kind of okay show. So next we get to the throwback edition of SmackDown. This week's SmackDown was good actually. They rolled that Roman Reigns storyline going. So it was a good SmackDown like every week. Uh, we saw some special montage of Rock, some opening video collection of old school stuff like Gorilla Monsoon uh, announcement and all. We also saw a WWF logo. We didn't yet get a SmackDown face, but they did a CGI effect showing the SmackDown face, which was kind of acceptable. If they don't have fist, they at least then that I appreciate that. And the show opened with none other than the Universal Champion Roman Reigns with his special counsel Paul Heyman and Jey Uso, and they actually pay a tribute to Daniel Bryan. Paul Heyman actually had a tribute like uh, having a 10 bell salute. He was he was doing it his own. It was kind of funny. All of our even commentators were laughing. Michael Cole was also. I listened that he was also laughing, so I also laughed. That was a good moment. And then we get to the business that. Uh, he glad that Daniel Bryan is gone and he's gone for good. He gave him the chance, but he didn't do that. I am the one that's doing the all thing that I have said. You should appreciate me and acknowledge me, he says. And then he invites his another family member, which is Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso return as uh, finally here. He's finally here, and he actually comes out. I was skeptical about first time because maybe we got a face turn of Jimmy Uso, because last time I didn't remember, but when I saw that promo, I understood that. When I saw the whole show, actually, I understood that. And then we saw Cesaro music hits, and Cesaro comes out. He says that Daniel Bryan can never vanish from us, from our memories. You can never replace him. And he was cutting the promo on his own, but then Seth Rollins ruins it again. I don't know why he doesn't let Cesaro to speak. Uh, they attack him. Roman Reigns was laughing like hell. Don't know he was mocking his promo, or he was in the character or something. I don't know. But we saw Seth Rollins and Cesaro fighting over the near the ring, and now comes Teddy Long. Man, this was already a heated segment, and then we got Teddy Long, and he says that he has got a job here, and he has given the responsibility given by Adam Pearce that he's going to announce that Cesaro versus Seth Rollins would be number one. So the opening segment of SmackDown was very great actually, and then we saw the Cesaro versus Seth Rollins match for the number one contendership, and this was a pretty good match, not at the level of WrestleMania matches for and the main point or a highlight point of this was about the about this match actually was the character itself. Seth Rollins actually dumped Cesaro off to the outside, and he was gonna pick up Cesaro, and when Jey Uso actually was gonna interfere by attacking Cesaro, Rollins said not to come into his business because he will do his own thing. He is not Roman, and then Jey Uso actually pats him, him to the back, and then Rollins was very fierce and he just pushed him off. Jimmy Uso was there actually, and Jimmy Uso can't see this happening, and he just super kicked Rollins, and then so the match was going good as expected, but we saw the unexpected. We saw a kind of a baby villain of Seth Rollins, which is sooner or later it's gonna be taking place because he actually Caesar actually was dumped to the outside by Rollins. When Rollins was going to pick him up, Jey Uso was trying to attack Cesaro, but then he said, "Don't attack him. It's none of your business. You do. I'm not Roman Reigns." And he was like, he then uh, pats on Rollins, but then Rollins has nothing of it, and he just pushes him off. Jimmy Uso was there, and Jimmy Uso has seen that his brother is being getting pushed up by Rollins, so he gets a super kick, and then after that he just gave a neutralizer, and that was it. This was the finish of the match, and it was kind of a very shocking finish actually. Not I was expecting that Cesaro would win this match, but Seth Rollins' change of character that we saw uh, was very shocking to see, and this was the main highlight of the match actually. The more important was the character change that's eventually is gonna take place in the weeks to come. And so after the match, we see Rollins come to see Roman Reigns because he's furious because he had just lost the opportunity of his lifetime for the Universal Championship, and he just explains what Jimmy, not it's not Jimmy, Jey Uso did to him because he was the one who caused the match, and he actually laid out a warning that he better fix it because if he didn't fix it, he will sure. So that was kind of a warning for Reigns. Maybe Reigns and Rollins, they are teasing it well. Maybe we get Reigns versus Rollins at SummerSlam. I want to see at SummerSlam, man. If Brock Lesnar is not coming, then Reigns versus Rollins, we can do it. Maybe Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, you can do if you can for WrestleMania or something. But this is a very interesting situation that is going on right now. Jimmy Uso has returned, and he is kind of in a situation where he's not very sure about if he want to join the bloodline or his family or something. And then we saw a segment of Teddy Long and Sonya Deville speaking with each other, and they uh, saying the same thing. It was a throwback edition of Smackdown. So then Sami Zayn comes and he says that he wants the Intercontinental Championship. He says that Teddy Long also actually jokes about him like he's gonna face Undertaker. He was, I don't know, he was out of the mind or something. He didn't know he was living the rock. I don't know, but it was a very fun segment. And then we got a dance, and then we also got a main event that's got fixed by Teddy Long, that it would be a tag match later tonight. He says, and then after that. And again, we saw Roman Reigns yelling at Jimmy Uso for screwing up that match. Jey Uso was also there, and Jimmy Uso straight away he's not gonna be like Jey Uso's Jey Uso like he's being a lackey of Roman Reigns. He's gonna be his own thing, and he's gonna be doing whatever he wants. So Roman Reigns is actually kind of not understanding or kind of furious that he's behaving like this. So Jey Uso says that he better make understand him that what's the best situation. A bad match, like they say, they start off with a bang, end off with a bang, and then they trash matches are in the middle there. Like they say, Carmelo versus Ruby Riott, they say women's action. It was kind of a squash match. Carmella pick up a victory by giving a cone of silence. That's his submission's name. Uh, 2 minutes or something. And then we see another SmackDown classic moment, Edge and Hulk Hogan winning the tag team titles, and another SmackDown moment when Big Show actually superplexed Brock Lesnar, and the ring just exploded for the first time at SmackDown. And then out comes Bailey, and this was a little segment, a nice segment actually. Bailey actually appreciates and honors the champions Ivory, Lita, Trish Stratus, he calls out, but she also bit acts as she also acts as on her character, because she says she's not at the level of they are not at the level of Bailey, because she's like longest reigning women champion. And out comes uh, actually she mocks actually Bianca Belair. Uh, on the screen she's insecure and all, she's naive, and then out comes Bianca Belair, and Bianca Belair says she's not naive, because what she has done haven't done by anyone, and she has uh, she has actually done that by her own confidence and all. Then we see a small little brawl between them, which was kind of a nice to build up. I actually thought that they would be just talking over and just finish off. But it was a nice little ball that they have done, and actually Bailey was standing tall. She was she attacked her ear as well. She was actually uh, that necklace into his ear, and she was uh, humming on with her. Uh, so that was it, this segment, and it was a nice little segment of Bailey and Bianca Belair hyping their match next, not next week, WrestleMania Backlash, for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And the way this card looks like, when they said that the next event would be WrestleMania Backlash, we thought that it would be a match of this would be a card of rematches, but when we see closely, it's not a kind of that like that, and it would be a good pay-per-view. When we see the Raw side as well, it's not a same replica kind of matchup there that they are doing like WrestleMania. Then we see Jay catching up with Jimmy actually, and saying that he should join the family, be a family like thing. But Jimmy says that you are like a lackey of Roman Reigns. You are just doing his stuff. You are the reason why Roman Reigns has won. So Roman Reigns has been winning the Universal Championship and all. He actually tries to remember those days when they were the tag team championships, and he wants to go with that championship. And in my opinion, this should be a very uh, a good thing. I mean, I want Jimmy and Jey Uso come to the tag team division, because remember, man, when SmackDown in 2016, when they had the storyline with Big E and the New Day, it was just a great storyline they had. So the SmackDown tag team division is not that good right now. So I mean, it should be very good if they come to tag team division, even if they betray, or if they don't betray. But what I want to see is Reigns admitting that they should go for a tag team championship, and maybe we get a championship faction. The Bloodline Championship faction they all have the gold. So it would be a very nice kind of thing if Roman Reigns think about it. So I want to say that. Jimmy actually was not uh, clear with that, and he was to go for that tag team championship. Jay was not admitting that he should be with the Roman Reigns and his family. Uh, not good for the as wrestlers as well, because they are just being at the back of Roman Reigns, and they are just not wrestling. It would be a very bad thing, and they should Roman Reigns should give that freedom to them, that they should go for the tag team titles, just like we saw with the Hurt Business thing. Uh, so I think that should be the way to go, by not destroying this faction, because right now this is the best thing going right now. So they better not destroy this faction, or end this thing storyline. So I think that's the thing. And then we get the classic SmackDown moment of John Cena debuting against Kurt Angle, the Ruthless Aggression. And then next we get to the match of Dolph Ziggler versus Rey Mysterio. This was a matchup because the next week they are facing off for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, their first ever father and duo Tag Team Championship. Though in the beginning, before the beginning of the match, Dolph Ziggler actually say that. Uh, Dom has not that potential. He's just a son of Ray. That's why he's getting all the opportunities and all. I mean, he has nothing the skill that he has to be a wrestler or. And Ray Dom actually say that he should step out and to his challenge. So they have a match. This was a kind of a okay match to fill the time, and Dominic actually picked up a victory by rolling up Ziggler, and Ziggler was furious because he was not expecting it. So this was kind of there, and just. Just to fill time and kind of a good moment, and then we saw Reginald talk about Tamina last week, respecting her actually. Next week they are gonna face for the tag team women's tag team championship on SmackDown actually, not at WrestleMania Backlash. I don't know why they actually always do that women's tag team championship at SmackDown actually, because I don't agree that this is tag team champion, this is championship. You should be, if it's one day away, there's no bad. You could do it at the pay-per-view actually. Uh, but anyway, I'm not that very excited to see women's tag team championship actually. But still, I was saying, but it would be good they had the matchup in the WrestleMania Backlash. That would be good for them as well to come and to perform in the pay-per-view. I see them as a as well, because they have their own thing as well to perform in the front of any paper in front, not in front of, in the pay-per-view as well. So that's my thought. And then we get a old ad of WWF ice cream bar, and then we get another classic SmackDown moment of Arnold coming to SmackDown at 1999, and that was a moment that we saw. And then again we see Roman Reigns telling Paul Heyman to bring him his cousin. He want to speak with him, and after that we saw another matchup which was confirmed before that, when Reginald was talking that Tamina versus Reginald. Actually, Reginald actually challenged Tamina for the match. This was I was talking about. WWE just to fill time, they just put on random matches. Uh, they should stop this thing. It's okay at sometimes, but you're doing it to fill time in every show. It's a very bad, it's a very bad thing to do. So we got Tamina versus Reginald, and he just show off the thing, and Tamina actually kicked him right to the face. And then we got then she got to the top rope, and she was going for a top rope splash, but Natalia and Zayn actually took the Kinshasa, but he was blind tagged by Zayn was actually blind tagged by Corbin, and Corbin at the end of the days, and that was it. Corbin pick up the victory, and this match was fun to watch. Nothing much to say about that much, but uh, this was a good match. I would say there was some action going on, but nevertheless, the booking of the show was not that great. I would say the only thing that made this show better was of the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and all that things is a storyline. That's a Universal Championship. That's been the main catalyst for this SmackDown show that's been going. Whoever is touching that storyline is becoming they are becoming like must watch, and they are becoming gold. So uh, when we see the intercontinental thing as well, we didn't get that in some story and progression in that as well. So I don't know next week what would be. They hadn't announced anything right now, But when we see so far the WrestleMania Backlash card, which is on Sunday next week, when we see the card, we have so far five matches being announced. First one is the WWE Universal Title match, Cesaro versus Roman Reigns, and then we have the WWE title match, Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley, and then we have SmackDown Women's Championship match, Bayley versus Bianca Belair, and then we have triple threat match as well for Raw Women's title, Charlotte Flair versus Asuka versus Rhea Ripley, and then we have SmackDown Tag Team titles match just confirmed today that Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. So there's two more matches I see getting confirmed. One is the US Championship scenario. I don't know who's going to challenge. Maybe Mansoor or maybe Humberto Carrillo. That they are the ones that maybe we get a match at Raw, Humberto Carrillo versus Mansoor for the number one contendership. We don't know. And then we have the Intercontinental title picture, and I think it would be a fatal four-way match, maybe like Sami Zayn, Big E, I don't remember one more name actually. So I think that it would be a good pay-per-view. I think so. Like we were also thinking that this would be a card of a rematches of WrestleMania. But it's not like that. When we see this card closely, it's not the rematches that we see. It all has it's all new card and new matches that have been announced. And I think this should be a really good card. And Cesaro versus Roman Reigns, and the WWE title match should also be a very good matchup that we would see. So this was my review of SmackDown and NXT UK and New Japan Strong. So this was pretty long video, I know, but I had actually had no time to separately make the podcast for each and every show. So I actually thought about making it as a whole video, so you can listen to it like you can, and so. So guys, this was my review, and I would like to your know your thoughts as well. So like, share, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts. What would you like to see at WrestleMania Backlash? Who do you guys to are betting to win the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship? And what all things you wanna see play out next week SmackDown? You can say whatever suggestion you want in my comment section below, and you can also say what things I should improve in my podcast going forward. So as always, be safe, stay energetic, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace.